Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Ava and I want to say thank you for tuning in. Today's video is going to be out of the ordinary on this channel. So there's this web series, I think I can call it a web series, Blue Therapy. I'm very sure a lot of you have come across that on YouTube, and I saw this all over social media. A lot of people were talking about it, and then sometime last week I actually watched the first episode, and I must say that anyways, let's just go right into this video.
This is the last leg for us. We're really hanging in our relationship. I've seen an opportunity for a social experiment, and I think that it's best we both come here and get some help.
You made me wanna melt. I've been with my partner for 3 years now. Just like everyone else, we've had our ups and downs, things happen. But coming to therapy with a camera for some social experiment, it's a red flag, to be fair. And now, she knows my perspective on this. I'd prefer we go to a church and we sit down with a pastor. It doesn't make sense. I think it's gonna go south, I'm 90% sure, but at the end of the day, I'll just say, look, I told you so.
Hello. Hi, Denise.
Come in, sit down. Hello, Paul. How was the traffic?
Terrible.
Oh,
but we're here. We made it.
My name's Denise and I'm your therapist today. Have you ever been to therapy before?
Never. We've never been. I did go online. I read how important it is about, having premarital therapy, counselling, and I do believe myself and Paul are in dire need of some help. I wouldn't say we've deteriorated to a point of no return, but at the end of the day, we're progressing in our relationship, and I'm not entirely happy.
Okay. So, Paul, thank you for joining us. Have you got any idea of what expectations you are looking to get out of this therapy session?
I have no idea. I'm curious to find out.
Okay, that's great. Well, it's great that you're here. So, shall we start?
Currently in our relationship, we're doing a lot of patching instead of really fixing the issues.
Okay, Paul, do you feel the same way?
I'm literally blown away. I haven't even heard this before. Do you want to give more context to what you're actually saying? Because I'm a tiny bit...
Okay. Paul, for example, has a lot of friends. He has affluent friends. He feels like he has to fit in, which he might fit in as friendship, but when it comes to finances, he doesn't necessarily fit in. So if we're looking at percentage-wise and when they go out and what they spend, they can afford it. We can't. But Paul will do it anyway. And then he'll spend the next week or two chasing the bag he's blown, which now leaves me in a deficit of love. So there's neglect going on in our household.
Let me break it down for you. I'm happy and I'm humble enough to be the brokest man in a room full of millionaires. Do you know why?
Okay.
Do you know who would have the most to benefit in that type of situation?
You would.
So that's practically how I've been able to exponentially grow my income, basically.
He's taken the whole fake it till you make it to another extent, because at the end of the day, I'm not naive to know that you are treated how you're perceived. However, be yourself.
First off, I am bothered about Chioma because Chioma is actually kind of making sense, but I don't think he wants to listen, because I feel like what Chioma is saying here is that Paul should simply cut his coat according to his size, which is not too much to ask for somebody that you're in a relationship with. How can you be earning a certain amount of money and then you're spending above what you earn? Does that even make sense, Paul? Does that even make sense?
Listen it right now, right? We're having a conversation. I don't know you from anywhere, but you're here. Let's have the conversation, right? So when we first started dating, she was happy with, the drive, the ambition, me taking, calculated risk here and there and gaining rewards. She's the first person to come and, say, oh, congratulations, babe. Let's set...
Which is as it's supposed to be.
Kept the same energy, and now it seems like she doesn't really have the same energy. So who is the person that's falling off?
Okay, so in other words, I'm a hater.
Let me give you an example, right? So literally, I have access to a good number of private members clubs. This is through the clients of mine. I train high net worth individuals, celebrities, you name it.
The fact that he keeps mentioning all the people he works with, celebrities, influencers, hi, blah, 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 blah. Does Paul have low self-esteem? Because I am not understanding why he keeps repeating it. Like, can we move on?
Now, with these membership clubs, obviously it's not everyone that's, invited. And I feel like that kind of affects Chioma, whereas before...
I'm not upset that I'm unable to come to the events that you go to and to the gambling places, because it's gambling, if you ask me. It's casino, isn't it? So the clubs you guys are going to and the money you're spending, some of it is gambling, all right? Because everything he likes to say is constructive. Clubbing is not constructive. It's not beneficial to our relationship or to him. Even places like that, he places too much emphasis on how they look at him. So you're out here doing the most, buying so many bottles, paying 10K for tables, and it doesn't make sense. And I'm at home being neglected. When he comes home, he goes back to work.
10K for a bottle. Paul, who bought this?
Was the traffic bad?
Sorta, yeah.
Well, you're here now, so that's all that matters. Can I just start by asking you what brought you here and how long have you been together?
Do you want to take that?
No, ladies first.
We've actually been together for a year. I met Jamil at one of his fitness events. So my sister also does fitness, so they were doing a class together. And then we met, we started talking, and then now we're here.
Yeah.
Just looking into your background, have you had many relationships?
This actually is my first relationship, but I have obviously dated in the past. But yeah, this is my first relationship, and yeah, going strong.
What does that mean? This is her first relationship, but she has dated in the past. What does that mean?
Mostly things are going well then.
I mean, to an extent, I think there's a lot that we need to work on. An example of today is Jamal's lateness. I work a 9 to 5, he does fitness, so our timetables already clash. But whenever we plan to go on like date nights or we go church together every 2 weeks, he's always late. When I address him, he's unable to communicate and explain like why he's late or give me a heads up for being late. So yeah, that's a problem for me. I feel like he's always late when it comes to something that we're doing. I don't feel like he respects my time. I don't think Jamil has ever been late to a client's Zoom meeting. But why is it when it's Deborah time, he's late?
Can I just ask a question? When you are going to be late, do you communicate that? Do you let her know?
No.
The last time we invited him to your house, didn't I communicate that with you?
He told me 5 minutes before the time that he's going to be late.
5 minutes before. So that is really rude. How can you tell somebody that you'll be late 5 minutes to the appointed time? We set the time for 8 and you knew there's no way you wouldn't know that you're going to be late like 1 hour, 2 hours before. Do you understand? At least if you really time yourself and all, you should know. Like, you will not be making somebody to be looking like a fool or something because you are not communicating that you're going to be late, and then you call me and tell me 5 minutes to... What if I'm there already? What if I'm there already? Doesn't make any sense. And I feel like people really need to work on their timing. As you can see now, this is Deborah's issue. He's late. He's always late. Why are you always late? For goodness sake. Why?
Just for the record, how would you like him to change?
At the end of the day, I like his drive, and that's kind of why we're together. My point is, there needs to be a balance. I'm happy for you to grind. I'm happy for you to do all the things you do. But again, we're in a relationship. The problem with you is you think we're business partners. We're not. I need love as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got a business, I work, but I still feed you, I still love on you, but I don't get, it's not reciprocated.
Right, so hang on, Paul, do you feel that you're giving as good as you get in the love stakes?
Well, to be fair, I thought I did, but now I'm thinking to myself, like, does she trust me?
What?
Yes or no?
Okay. How did we get there? Chioma is saying A. Paul is saying something that is not even in the alphabet. Where did I'm done.
The whole love aspect of our relationship. I'm a woman. I'm not wood. Do you understand? Like, I've got a heart.
Now, this is the problem that I have with women, right? Like, for example, with Chioma and I, when we first started, she knows I'm hardworking. I was doing X, Y, Z, what I had to do, okay? Everything was fine. She was happy I've got a hardworking guy, okay, hug, kiss, okay, cool. Nowadays, when I'm coming back late, the same person's complaining, asking me where am I coming from.
Are you mad? I don't know what to insult. Is something wrong with Paul?
On a different level, but I'm the same person, so why would you question it?
Could I just ask, what's the last loving thing you did for
Denise?
Yeah, Denise.
Look, we're not going to play the whole turn each other against each other. When's the last time you bought flowers? Look, forget about all of that. Let's get down to what it is now. Just to briefly go over this, right? As far as I understand, you've been called, or employed rather, to basically help us in our relationship to get better, right? Okay. So, how do you think you're doing so far?
Okay, first, don't be rude.
It's a genuine question.
That's uncalled for.
It's a genuine question.
Okay, I can answer that, Chioma, don't worry. The fact is that I'm here to enable you to see through the fog that may be there at the moment. I'm not here...
What's your success rate in terms of like couples that have been to your therapy sessions and have gone on to get married?
Well, I think you've already done your research.
I did research and I found out that a lot of people gave you good reviews. A lot of them have actually gone on to get married. A lot of them have resolved their situation. Be open-minded. I feel like people get results from you if they're open-minded.
Babe, she didn't answer the question. What's your success rate? I need percentages. I deal with figures.
I'm afraid I don't work in figures. I work in people.
Nice.
And well, you sign up for a certain number of sessions, and then we discuss whether you need to do.
So there's more than one.
Man is annoying.
He's being very rude, and I really don't understand why. She's just doing her job. I'm quite happy with the service we're getting so far, so I don't know why he needs to calm down a little bit, because I'm getting irritated at this point. At the end of the day, Paul is making me feel less than, okay? He's very judgmental with the whole image thing. So if I don't do what he does, then there's a problem. One thing I'm not going to continue to...
Paul is annoying. He's like, I just felt irritated by what I just watched right now. This guy is condescending. Like, are you seeing the way? I feel for Chioma.
Makes me feel less than, or makes me feel like I'm in the wrong every single time.
That's what they condescending. A narcissist.
If we're both kind of in line in terms of our goals and our visions, then I would assume that we'd both basically be on the same page. Is that wrong, Denise?
How does that make you feel when you've got Clubhouse going and you're on the phone as well?
I mean, if I haven't spoken to you all day, like, am I not important? Like, you know that I go bed early, so I'm literally going to take 20 minutes of your time. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. But he has to have Clubhouse in the background. He has to be on stage. Everyone has to hear Jamil's voice. Like, if he doesn't listen to me.
Important in your life?
Not more than Deborah.
No, I don't agree. Please ask that question honestly, please.
I said it.
So Clubhouse is less important than me?
No, you are more important than Clubhouse. That's facts.
I don't really agree, but that's fine.
You know what they say, it's a safe space, so it's an app full of fun. I think she's getting a bit jealous, maybe.
How much time do you actually spend together?
I think when we first started the relationship, we were seeing each other quite often. Obviously, times have changed and shifted, and obviously our work schedules have gone busy.
Why is this always an issue? When you guys first get together, you see yourselves like almost every day, sometimes 5 times in a day, you understand? You see yourselves, you can't leave each other, you can't do this. And then when the relationship progresses, I start to look for you, or you start to look for the other person. Why is it always like that? Why don't we have the same energy which we use in starting a relationship? Why don't we put that same energy inside the relationship, within or during the relationship? These are the little things that happen. Well, what do I know? What do I know?
Give me a little bit of your background. What business are you in?
You hear this?
Yeah, answer the question, babe.
Answer the question.
What does my business have to do with the religion? Just ask him.
Really?
I just wondered, whether that was
Police are annoying,
influencing the way
I'm a
that you deal
provider.
with life. Sorry?
I'm a provider.
What is
Is
it that
that
you
a
do?
job?
I don't understand. Just
Well, I don't see how this is going to help our relationship in the long term. This is the problem that I have, right?
God.
Look, with this Denise lady,
Police
I just feel like
is
she's
so-
just asking lots of intrusive questions that doesn't really relate to the situation at hand. She's asking me, what do I do?
Yes,
Like,
what
I
do
make
you
money.
do?
That's what I do. Like, it's a silly question. What do you want from me? Do you understand?
Since
You're
when-
here for a certain...
Since when is what do you do a silly question? I feel like that's a straightforward question. Answer it, nigga. Answer the question. Why are you dilly-dallying? Why are you going forth and back? It's a simple question. What do you do? Why you the verse?
purpose to help with the relationship. Do that. If you can't do that, then you're not of use for me. The whole point is she's here, right? And I got her here. We've been together for 3 years.
you got me here.
No, well, not here specifically, but I mean, in terms of...
I think I'm tired. I'm officially, this guy is annoying me, but I'm just laughing. This guy, after you finish watching this, you will have to go for anger management class, because Paul will bring out the anger you did not know you had.
No, I wasn't. I was simply wondering what motivated you and how you work together.
Without telling you too much, I literally work with high net worth individuals, influencers, celebrities, you name it, provide them with basically nutrition as well as fitness. I also run an IT business, which I work with potentially, really influencers, brands, more of the upscale basically.
So you're a very busy man.
I am.
Even if there's nothing to do, Paul will tell his friends I've just done something. No, you haven't. Like, chill, relax. Like, you're not busy 24/7. Even the busiest person has time, Paul.
And do you do anything together? Any, hobbies that you do together?
Aside from on our laptops in the same room, maybe. When we started dating, we used to like the same music. He was more fun. Now I don't even know who's sitting next to me, to be honest.
And how do you feel?
I think that's BS.
It's BS.
Look, music. I'm a Burna Boy fan. You used to be, but now
I still like Burna Boy.
Wizkid. Like, that doesn't make sense. If you like something, just stick to
First of all, you've changed, babe. You didn't like what you liked 5 years ago. I know that because
I do not like some things that I liked even last week, let alone 3 years ago, let alone 5 years ago. What is wrong with Paul? What is wrong with Paul? Like she said now, she still likes Burna Boy. She just added Wizkid to the train. He still likes Burna Boy. So what exactly is the problem here? Oga, the talk is that we don't do anything together anymore. What do you have to say for that?
okay, so people change.
Yeah,
I still
people
like
change.
Burna Boy, but I prefer Wizkid. It doesn't mean that it has to be your way. This is a problem with you. Like, if it's not your way, it's the highway.
Do you understand? Which is a very bad thing. If it's not your way, people that do that, this Paul is too arrogant. In fact, he's a narcissist. He's arrogant, he's self-centered, oh my Lord. People like that, that is the way they are. If it's not their way, if things are not going their way, say Rija or highway, do you understand?
Answer the question she asked us. What do we do together aside from work that is meaningful? Is that what you
Let
said?
me tell you what we do, right? Every 28 days, we have a couples review, right?
Oh,
so how the
bloody hell.
couples review works is we basically, go over our individual and collective plans.
What the hell is couples? Are we business partners? Couples review? As what? I don't understand what that means. What does couple... Oh my Father, Lord. Am I behind something? Like, please, whoever knows what this means, should please say something in the comments, because couples review of both of them to know if they'll continue dating or not. I don't understand.
Goals, targets, and we kind of, make like a checkbox type of situation, and we mark stuff off.
So that's the only thing both of you do together.
We need help with, and it's worked basically in our relationship.
It hasn't worked.
And how does that make you feel, knowing that she's talking to this friend of hers?
It just sounds like my girlfriend's a chatty patty. I don't like girls that just be speaking too much. Like, I hear she's your friend, but when it comes to situations that's about myself, especially my family life, and then you're talking about...
Family life?
Yeah, family life.
Deborah does this thing that I actually hate. Like, she loves comparing me to other people, other guys. Like, no one likes getting compared to other people. Like, why would you do it? I've had this conversation enough times. Honestly, it just needs to stop. It pisses me off so much. Like,
Pisses me off too. Like, I'm pissed. I was with Deborah from the top until now. Why compare your boyfriend with someone else's boyfriend? That is not only rude, that is extremely disrespectful. Like, why compare your boyfriend to someone else's boyfriend? Like, what do you only know what they tell you, which is just the truth. You only know what they tell you. What if they've edited a lot of things and you do not know?
Max is my best friend, so we speak a lot about our relationships. I'm an open person. Like, I'm happy to speak about our sex life. I'm happy to speak about things that we do. Like, I'm happy.
I feel like there's really nothing to tell your best friend things that happen in your relationship. It's really, there's nothing to it. But where I have a problem is, how exactly did he know that she's telling her best friend things? Do you understand? That means when she tells her best friend, she comes and tells him, which is disrespectful AF, and it's very rude. I feel like if you're talking to your best friend about your relationship, about things that are happening with you and your partner and all of that, don't come and go and tell that partner. Like, what type of person are you? Why will you go and tell your partner that this is what Mensa said, this is what Mensa's boyfriend is doing? Why not you emulate what Mensa's boyfriend is doing? That's, in our words, that's childish. Finish your girl talk about everything, but then when you want to tell him, no matter, even if you have to, edit some things. Edit some things, don't be everything to the other person. Do you understand? Let you and your best friend have some things between both of you. Do you understand? Hence, that's why she's your best friend. Like, I hope I'm making sense. Hope I'm not just saying rubbish here.
I think the question that you should be asking Chioma is, if she is getting into a relationship with a person like myself, I don't want to say bring into the table, but...
What am I bringing to the table?
No, I'm not saying that you don't bring anything to the table. I'm saying you need to let her know that there's certain things that are...
Have we established the fact that this guy he talks anyhow? What do you mean what she's bringing to the table? They asked you, how do you sustain your home? And you're talking about what she's bringing to the table. Like, how can we reconcile? Oh my Lord.
You don't bring anything to the table. I'm saying you need to let her know that there's certain things that are expected when she's receiving, you know, a certain frequency.
Okay,
First of all, I contribute to the bill. Let's not get confused. I work, okay? Paul does not finance me completely. Does that make sense? Yes, he earns significantly more than I do, but he doesn't finance me, all right? So if you're talking about me becoming a housewife, clearly, because you're talking about finances and me bringing something to the table, what's wrong with being a housewife? Was that the plan we had when we first...
Now, with myself, I'm an earner. Do you understand? I will go out and I will come back and I'm bringing the bacon for real. Do you understand? If that's the case, and I'm able to provide for the both of us and kids in the future, from now, why would she stress herself being out, trying to earn the same thing that I already have? Sit down. Let's figure out something. I want to come home with a check and say, babe, how should we invest this?
And did you notice that things had changed once Chioma moved in?
In terms of how I behave?
You became lazy.
The way therapy works is you two discuss things.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't...
But that's not what's happening. What's happening is, if she comes up with a point, you're quick to say, yeah, Paul, what do you think about it? And then when you clearly agree with me on something, you're not asking her the same question. Right. What's going on?
So can I just say, bear with me, the reason I go to you with a question is because you're not being vocal. Chioma is being very vocal. You're being vocal now, but the reason I was bringing everything back to you was because you weren't being vocal. And it's great to hear that now you have got things to say, because that's why we're here, is it not? How would you like him to change in the way that he deals with you? What would you like to see different?
Okay, I would like for Jamil to actually listen to me when I speak, for one. I would like you to take accountability and try and fix the things that I point out, because it's small things, it's very tiny, and I feel like we could move past it if you just accept the fact that sometimes you can be childish, yeah, and sometimes you're late. That's it.
Is there anything that you would respond to with regards
Most
to
certainly.
Deborah?
I feel like just do not compare me. Like, no one likes being compared. How would you like if I compared you to one of my best friends?
Well, if you were behaving, then maybe I wouldn't be comparing you to other people.
Wait, are you my mum?
There's things that you do that
Are you my mom?
I just want to seek advice from my friends. And when she told me what her boyfriend's doing, it's even raising the bar even higher. Because
any rights to now use your girlfriend's boyfriend to rate your boyfriend. For goodness sake, how rude and disrespectful can you be? That is the height of disrespect, if you ask me.
what I really like about Manson's boyfriend is that he's proactive. He doesn't have to be told what to do. If Manson wants gifts, if Manson wants a meal, he's already on it before she has to say. And Jamil really needs to take a leaf out of his book.
Does Jamal ever buy you gifts?
Ask her.
I mean, at the beginning of the relationship, in fact, no, before we got together, actually, he did buy me gifts. But now it's definitely dropped. I don't really get much. Even like flowers or like chocolate, you know.
Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, 100%. I love gifts, and that's just like my love language, and Jamil knows that.
Deborah's love language is a bit confusing sometimes. Me personally, I think it's wishy-washy. Like, 1 minute it's giving gifts, next minute it's quality time. Like, I understand it could be both of them at the same time, but one thing is always outweighing the other. I don't mind it, but I'd rather like go towards the quality time right now, obviously because of my personal.
To round this up, what I feel is the problem with Deborah and Jamil is that Deborah she wants the high stuffs, but as it is, at this point, Jamil can't give that to her. And I don't think she's understanding that. It not be every time they come outside to say, do you understand? You should be able to know that your boyfriend can do this at a certain time and he can't do this at a certain time. Obviously, Baba does not have the bar to be giving her gifts every time. At least you should be considerate. It's so simple. She should be considerate. Something else is the comparison. Like, I've talked about that before. I think she needs to chill. Deborah is not that serious. It's serious, but then it's not that deep. Okay? Stop comparing your boyfriend to another person's boyfriend. Like I said earlier, you don't know what is going on. Now only stuff is they tell you. Do you get? I hope you like this video, because this is really something out of what I would normally do. I have never reacted to anything before on this YouTube channel, but I saw this and I felt like I really have to, because I really have to say, because that poor guy is so condescending, and I feel for Chioma so much, because sis, what are you still doing there? This guy is there to wreck you. There's nothing good that he wants from you. In fact, what are you still doing there? Can you move on? Can you just count your losses and move on? I understand the fact that you are trying to see if you can fix this relationship and all, but the person that you're trying to fix this thing with, I don't think he's interested, honestly, because from the way I saw his behavior, and he's too arrogant to listen. He doesn't want to hear anything. It's the only thing that he wants to hear is what he says, and whatever he says, he wants it to fly, which is not a good way to live. So I don't know. Sis, carry your slippers and dust it and move. You're too beautiful for this trash. Anyways, please do subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to be reacting to the episode 2, so make sure you come back and watch me react to the episode 2. The episode 2, I've not seen any other episodes. This is just the only one I've seen, and I feel like my reaction was not really 100% as it was earlier, the first time when I watched it. Anyway, see you guys in the next episode.